The village of Barboursville, located in Cabell County, West Virginia, was founded in 1813 by an act of the Virginia Assembly. The town was once known to be the county seat of Cabell County. Almost all boys and men that were residents of Barboursville at the time of the War of Independence and the Civil War enlisted in the Army and fought in not only these wars but many others. One well-documented battle was known as the Barboursville Engagement. Another historical site, the Battle of Barboursville, still stands today in memory of the Civil War. Many historical buildings can be seen when driving through Barboursville, as well as many new business districts that have flourished over the years. In the village center there is a park, also known as Nancy Cartmill Gardens, which honors the first female major of the village and her efforts in growing Barboursville. Adjacent, one can find the Mayor's Corner, a salute to veterans, which is a World War I and World War II memorial. And just a short walk up the hill is the Veterans Home with an old tank sitting in the front. This is a well-known landmark in the village. If you ask village historians, they will say that residents are proud of the progress this village has made and will continue to grow until they reach from hill to hill. The village is also known for holding an annual fair, which is now known as Fall Fest. This brings together this close-knit community each year. While traveling through the village, it can be seen that most families are middle to upper class. The ages range from very young children to older adults who have lived in Barboursville their whole lives. Major shopping centers and businesses bring a variety of people to the area, but villagers are likely to be uniform in nature. Driving through the village, it is rare to see a homeless man on the street. Barboursville's population has grown 27.7% since the year 2000. In 2012, the population sat at 4,065 people, making this an urban community. The majority of the population is Caucasian, 52.7% of the population is male, and 47% are female. The mean resident age is 38 years of age. 86.3% of the village hold a high school degree or higher, with 27.3% having a bachelor's degree. The mean travel time for residents to commute to their work is 22 minutes. 6% of the village is unemployed, and 11.8% of the residents live in poverty. 55.1% of the village is married, and the divorce rate is at a low of 13.1%. Medical transport is provided by the county EMS. There are 2 hospitals in the nearby city of Huntington, St. Mary's and Cabell Huntington Hospital. Traditional Western medicine is the most commonly practiced public health service. However, chiropractic services, acupuncture, psychic readings, holistic practitioners, and massage therapy are available. There are 40 home health services available, and they range from a home health nursing to long-term care facilities. The closest mental health care facilities are located towards Huntington, with the closest one being 2.7 miles, which is Prestera. The Department of Social Services and the County Health Department are both located in Huntington as well. Outside resources are available to citizens of Barboursville with just a small commute time. Inside the Barboursville Park lays the Barboursville School, which is an outrigger facility of the River Park Hospital in Huntington. A total count of at least 15 different churches were observed, with the denomination being primarily Christian-based. A local man who has lived in the village all of his life said that there has never been a mosque or synagogue of any type that has indicated a different faith other than Christianity. Depending on what type of the city one is in, the houses are very well kept and the lawns are more than manicured. Flowers, garden gnomes, fences, and flags are often observed. In other neighborhoods with lower socioeconomic status population, the housing deteriorates along with the upkeep of the surrounding property. On some buildings, historical paintings can be observed. The village of Barboursville has a strong heritage, and the citizens that were questioned about their hometown expressed a profound attachment to their village and were proud to be from Barboursville. Many historical landmarks can be found throughout the town, such as the Old Toll House and the Salt Rock petroglyphs along the Guyandotte River. Local news can be gathered by the residents from local television stations and the local newspaper, which is the Herald Dispatch, located in Huntington, West Virginia. Upon arrival, the community looks very warm and inviting. The city currently occupies about 4.189 square miles and is fairly populated with 969.2 inhabitants per square mile. Most people are married in Barboursville, and there were 1,528 households in 2010, with the average household size at 2.25 and the average family size was 2.82. Barboursville, West Virginia gets 42 inches of rain and 21 inches of snowfall per year. On average, there are 160 sunny days per year in Barboursville with a high around 90 degrees. The air quality index level in 2010 was 38, which is about average. Barboursville is home to the Huntington Mall, which is a large employer of the entire county and neighboring counties. Most common industries in 2007 to 2011 were manufacturing at 17% and retail trade at 16%. Most common occupations were retail sales worker at 9%. Estimated median household income in 2011 was $50,332, and estimated per capita income in 2011 was $27,668. The largest employers are Marshall University, Cabell Huntington Hospital, St. Mary's Medical Center, CSX Transportation, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Amazon, DirecTV, and the City of Huntington. When driving through the village, it is obvious that this is a flourishing community and has many retail shops, restaurants, banks, and grocery stores available for the community to utilize. There are a very little number of immigrants, but Mexican, Chinese, and Italian restaurants can be found all throughout the surrounding mall and community. Public transportation exists as the Tri-State Transit Authority has developed a schedule of buses that commute to Huntington and surrounding areas. Fare is $1 per adult ride, and children under 7 ride free. Special tickets for elderly and disabled are also available. Amtrak stations near Barboursville provide community members the opportunity to travel to Huntington, which is 8 miles away, and Ashland, which is 20 miles away. The police department is a non-civil service municipality employing 17 officers, a working canine, and 2 civilian employees. Thanks to the tax base provided by the Huntington Mall, the village of Barboursville can afford a high degree of police protection. Fire services are provided by a volunteer fire department. From observation and rapport with the locals, it can easily be stated that people feel fairly safe in Barboursville and crime rates are at a low. The village is traditionally a Republican voting community, and the current mayor is a Democrat, Mr. Paul Turman. In the last presidential election, the village of Barboursville voted 56% Romney and 42% Obama. The county has 7 judges for the family and circuit courts and 8 magistrate judges, and a city council that consists currently of 5 members and meets on the first and third Tuesdays of each month. There are 4 public elementary and middle schools in Barboursville, West Virginia, with 1 private school. High school students began attending Cabell Midland High School, which resulted from the consolidation of Barboursville High School and Milton High School in the fall of 1994. The teacher-to-student ratio in Barboursville is around 1 to 16. Cabell Midland High School has a dropout rate of 4.1%. And there are 9 county-employed school nurses with about 4,000 students to serve, which is an approximate 1 to 445 ratio. The majority of members attend Marshall University, which is about 8 miles away in Huntington, West Virginia. This has a full-time enrollment of around 9,821 students. Barboursville Park is often visited by the locals. It has an artificial lake, picnic areas, tennis courts, a beach volleyball court, hiking trails, playgrounds, a football field, baseball field, basketball courts, and many more amenities to make this a great place to enjoy the outdoors. Recreational sports most often played are football, softball, baseball, and basketball. There is also a public swimming pool that opens in the summer months and 2 country clubs, Orchard Hills Country Club and Guyan Golf and Country Club, which offer swimming, golf, and other activities. The death rate for Cabell County was around 12 per every 1,000 inhabitants in the year 2006, with a live birth rate of 12.9 per 1,000. Infant mortality for the county remains unknown, but for the state it was 150 infant deaths per 1,000 inhabitants in 2010. One of the leading causes of death is heart disease, as it is reported in the vital statistics for 2014. When assessing Barboursville, a majority of the people can be observed as being overweight. With obesity being the most prevalent morbidity related to a number of diseases such as diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease, it was found that for the state of West Virginia, the rate of deaths in 2010 related to cardiac disease were 13.3% of the total population. Overall, the residents of Barboursville are thoroughly pleased with how their community is progressing. They all agree that this close-knit community is in a perfect location, and overall their perceptions say that they wouldn't want to live anywhere other than this small village. Because Barboursville has a high obesity rate that can be seen throughout the community, this is a major problem that needs addressed. Healthy People 2020 goals were also developed regarding the overall high obesity and hypertension rates. 2 nursing diagnoses were created for this community: imbalanced nutrition more than body requirements, and ineffective health maintenance. 2 research articles were also used to help develop our 2 care plans and teaching plan for this community. A teaching plan was also developed related to deficient exposure to educational material on the causes and warning signs of high blood pressure. The overall goal is for the community to gain knowledge on the causes, signs, and symptoms and be able to identify community health resources.